Off in front of the child.
Stop calling him a child. He's not a child.
Why did you take your clothes?
Welcome to CHW Studios, and today we are going to be recapping the movie, What the Peeper Saw. One night, Sarah slipped while turning off the bath faucet with her foot. She started convulsing in the water. 2 years later, Elise arrived home and heard a thud while going to the kitchen. Upon inspection, she found her stepson Marcus at the front door, surprising her since she wasn't expecting him until next week. Marcus explained he used the house key from his father Paul and hired a car from the airport because he had arrived early from boarding school. When Elise asked why, Marcus said there had been a chickenpox outbreak at his school. In Marcus' room, Elise asked about his dinner preferences, but he didn't have any. Noticing his bookshelf, she asked if he read the books out of curiosity and picked up a phonology book. Asking what it was about, Marcus eloquently explained. That evening, while Marcus bathed, Elise knocked to say Paul was on the phone. Marcus let her in to take the call. While talking to Paul, Marcus complimented Elise's beauty, making her smile. When Marcus approached and caressed her arm, Elise struggled to focus on the call. She immediately hung up when Marcus touched her chest. Then left the bathroom angrily. The next morning, Marcus collected their mail. When Elise asked about the letter addressed to him, Marcus said it was just a book club circular. She offered to unsubscribe for him, but he declined. While they relaxed by the pool, Elise asked if Marcus had friends to invite over. But he said no. Later, Elise requested the book club letter, but Marcus claimed he had already discarded it. When she asked further, Marcus pointed out her inquisitiveness. Elise said it was one of her vices. The next day, at the airport, Paul kissed Marcus, then Elise. While Elise drove home, Paul's wandering hand distracted her until they nearly hit a truck. Elise swerved just in time to avoid an oncoming vehicle. Paul shielded Marcus. After safely passing, they went home. Elise and Paul spent some time in the bathroom, then continued being intimate in the bedroom. Later, Elise saw Marcus playing outside alone. She asked Paul if Marcus was happy at school and had friends. Paul said Marcus was smart, but still just 12. So he needed extra love after his mother Sarah's death. For dinner, they went to a Chinese restaurant. An end-of-term tradition for Marcus. There, Marcus said he wanted to learn Chinese to read Confucius' original book on how to be a superior man. Paul pointed out it offered perspective, like the 7 reasons for divorce. Paul asked Elise if she borrowed money from his desk, and she said Marcus took $300 for the airport, though earlier she'd said $1,000. Paul thought their housekeeper took it, but Elisa vouched for her. Elise found the torn letter in Marcus' notebook and pieced it together. In the pool, Marcus told Paul that Elisa searched his room because she thought he stole money. Paul said Elise was mistaken. Marcus said she did search his room, which Elise overheard, while pretending to nap poolside. Inside, Paul asked about the search, but Elise avoided answering. At the pool, Marcus saw Sarah's visage in the water, disappearing when Paul called to him. Soon after, Elise went to Marcus's school and told the headmaster, Dr. Kessel, it must be hard dealing with a chickenpox outbreak, though he said there was none. Afterward, Elise asks Kessel about Marcus' expulsion from school. Although Kessel would rather speak with Paul, Elise convinces him, saying she is sparing Paul the worry. Kessel shows her the expulsion letter, which details the inappropriate drawings that started Marcus' troubles. It began with complaints of a peeping Tom, presumed to be Marcus. The groundskeeper even had to save Marcus from a beating after he was caught spying on a couple. Kessel tells Elise he has discussed Marcus' behavior with Paul before, attributing it to Sarah's death. Furthermore, Marcus was expelled for torturing a cat. Meanwhile, Marcus watches a couple kiss from afar, then a butcher cut open a piglet fixated on the disturbing scenes. One night at a party, Paul immediately leaves Elise to greet colleagues. An old man approaches Elise, but she walks away, coming across a room where men place fruit on a woman's naked body. In the bathroom, a drunk Sophie tells Elise that this is where Sarah died, though she won't elaborate. On the drive home, Paul explains he sold Sarah's old house after her death from a heart attack. Despite Elise's continued insistence about Marcus' thievery, Paul maintains he found the money in a drawer. Elise says Marcus may have returned the letter because Paul doubted her. She brings up that there was no chicken pox and Marcus tore up the school's letter. She also mentions the drawings and complaints. However, Paul does not believe the school's accusations either. But Elise reminds him of the cat incident that got Marcus expelled. So Paul agrees to talk to Marcus, although he scolds Elise for harassing his son. Elise argues she wants to help Marcus by facing facts. In bed, Paul finally explains everything to Elise. First, Marcus found Sarah's body in the bath before the incident started. Then Paul destroyed Sarah's belongings, telling Elise that Marcus just needs time and love. She takes the dog's toy and throws it into the road. Marcus calls out to the dog and chases it into the street, where he is hit by the oncoming vehicle, showing no remorse. Elise simply walks away as people gather around Marcus's body. I thought